What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So a little bit more of a red day today, as you can tell based on the live ticker at the very bottom. I do want to go over the amazing news that just came out, but once again, it is good news on a little bit more of a red day, so it does get largely brushed under the rug, but it's still good for a lot of investors to be largely aware of everything that's going on. So in addition to that, I'm going to go over some updated data points and tie it together with some technical analysis. But by now, you guys know the deal. Smash that thumbs up, subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships. Link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. One final thing I just want to share with you, because it is an amazing promo. If you click on the link in the description below, sign up, just deposit only $1, you get 6 free stocks. So take advantage of this massive promo, and this is only until June the 30th. So link is in the description below. But getting right to it though, you can see at the live ticker at the very bottom, 9.3% down. 14.6 million as far as volume, 29.7 is the average, and that is a 6-month average, and 1 million shares being purchased by institutions and hedge funds just today alone. So in the block volume column, that is a little bit more lower than what we're used to, but there is a lot of buying going behind the scenes that I'm going to explain to you. But getting right to it though, there is amazing news that did come out, and it is this. Well, not necessarily amazing, it just adds a little bit more allure and kind of mysterious things that are going on behind the scenes, because we all know Lucid unfortunately isn't the most transparent. They like to do a lot of things behind the scenes and not necessarily be so upfront about it. But you can see right here, Lucid Motors does lease a space out in Tempe, if I'm saying that correctly, Arizona, which it does appear to be a 116,000 square foot industrial space. So again, it's one of those things, what are they doing? First and foremost, what comes to mind is that they did previously say at the beginning of the year that more so around summer-ish, around then, they're going to be starting in-house cell production. So that could possibly be the cause of that and why they are leasing out a large facility to do that. That's one of those things, because right now we do have a lot of agreements for our cell production, but at the end of the day, I believe those agreements are only tentatively until 2023. So they do need to kickstart that as far as what their next steps are going to be doing. Especially Lucid right now does have a lot of stuff that's being done in-house, cuts down on production and increases productivity. So hopefully that is it and causes a little bit more of a win-win. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below, or possibly what you think might be the alternate reason why they are leasing a space out in Tempe. So it's one of those things. It just adds to the mysteriousness of what is happening, but still goes to show something positive is happening locally. So take that how you see that. On a side note, I am not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But like I said, a lot of institutions are buying behind the scenes, and one of which is right here. So this is on the dark pool outside of the secondary market. So you can see a lot of big orders are coming in, largely around the 1650 range. So today we are having a very much red day, largely because of all the fear about recessions. Literally everything coming out in the news is recession based, saying it's going to be 2023, 2022, later 2022. It is all over the place, especially as well. Goldman Sachs did come out saying that the S&P 500 is possibly going to go to 3,100 as far as a median in that case if there is a recession. And currently we are at 3,700. We were at a high of around 4,700. So it goes to show exactly that we've dropped roughly about 25-30% from our highs, and they don't even consider that a recession as of yet. It's only right now that they're starting to talk about recessions, blah, blah, blah. So it's very interesting to see kind of what is happening and why they're now considering it a recession. Especially all eyes are going to be on the Feds, and unfortunately that is Wednesday. So most likely there is going to be a lot more fear or continuation of fear and downward selling pressure up until that Fed meeting on Wednesday. So take that how you see that. In addition to that, just want to go over short interest, because I always like to use them as a fairly good benchmark. And looking right here, as far as the short interest, short score is 85.51. Utilization is still at 100%. And day by day change, it does look like shorts are closing out 0.34%, which works out to be 904,000 shares being returned. So at the end of the day, I always like to compare Lucid with other growth stocks. How are different stocks faring in this market? And one thing as well, like I always bring up, Things with Lucid is a little bit more different. It's a little bit more better. And it's those small things that kind of you catch up on. So for instance, a lot of other growth stocks I've been looking at throughout the day, shorts are really taking advantage of this fear and really doubling down. So they're increasing their position, but not with Lucid. They're actually closing out some of their positions. But yet also cost to borrow, the average is 14.8, and that has been going down. So it was roughly about 15.8 yesterday, give or take. So it's going down. And I've always said cost to borrow and short interest are inverse. So typically when cost to borrow goes down, it becomes cheaper for shorts to maintain their position, but yet they're closing out some of their positions. So this is why I do feel this is a little bit more of a bullish signal, especially considering as well all the positive news that's been coming out about Lucid. Just unfortunately, it's been a little bit more of a bearish market. Again, I don't need to tell you guys that. And short interest is currently 21.78 as well. And with that, I just want to cap it off with some technical analysis. So looking at the chart, I do have the 50, 100, 200 moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So momentum, you can see number of buyers are going down considerably. Stochastic is starting to get to the more so the oversold status, but still there is that deviation. So red line above the black showing a bearish sentiment. RSI is currently at 39, so starting to definitely go down as well. And looking on the actual chart, this is where it gets very much scary. We do have a nice gap, so that hopefully will be corrected and give us justification for us to go up. But still, right now there's a ton of fear right now, and we are lower percentile of the Bollinger Band, and unfortunately it doesn't look like we have any good support up until roughly the $15 range, around the $15.50 give or take. And if we do break below that, then most likely it is going to be the $13.25 again. So those are some things in the short term that we need to watch for, and most likely we are going to be testing those over the next several days, like I said, right before the Fed meeting, depending on what they're going to be doing, because there is a large consensus that they're going to be increasing it 75 basis points, which could cause a lot of damage to the broader market. And in addition to that, there's one final thing I just want to share with you guys, and it is this, because I know a lot of people are going to be talking about and associating that new lease, what I just talked about, the breaking news, with this. So recently, obviously, Lucid did buy another additional 120 acres in Casa Grande. That is completely separate from what the news that just came out today. So just keep that in mind. I did actually have to Google exactly where Tempe is, as I'm not familiar with that area per se, but it isn't close to Casa Grande at all, or it's not obviously in association. So these are completely separate things, because even myself, when I was reading that news that did come out, that's the first thing that came to mind. Is this just regurgitated news that was possibly when they did buy the actual 120 acres, but is actually something completely different? So I just wanted to have that out there just to kind of rule out. But with all that though, let me know your thoughts on Lucid in the comments below, where you feel Lucid is going to be going in the short term. And also if you are buying, selling, holding, whatever it is, let me know as well. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel, want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. And one final thing on these very much red days, take advantage of free shares. So click on the link in the description below, just sign up. It only costs $1 to do that, and you get 6 free stocks. Very easy to do. So with all that, I appreciate you guys watching though, and let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.